Have you ever walked into church and started chatting like you were at the mall? Have you ever walked past the altar, seen the tabernacle, and not even remembered to genuflect? Well, many Catholics are making very serious mistakes in the presence of the Blessed Sacrament, and they don't even realize it. In this video, I'm going to show you what you should never do in front of the Eucharist. These are things that seem small, but they show a lack of faith, a lack of reverence, and they can even be sins. Stay until the end, because only those who understand how serious these things are can start to live their faith more deeply. And at the end, I want to know, have you ever made any of these mistakes? Tell me in the comments, because this video could help a lot of people change their behavior. Go ahead and hit that like button now, and subscribe to the channel if you want to learn how to truly live the Catholic faith, with reverence, depth, and courage. Before we talk about the mistakes, we need to understand something. What in fact is the Blessed Sacrament? We, Catholics, believe, with all the strength of our faith, that Jesus Christ is truly present in the Eucharist. It's not a symbol, it's not a representation, it is Him. Body, blood, soul, and divinity. The same Jesus who was born of the Virgin Mary, died on the cross, and rose again on the third day, is there, hidden under the appearance of bread. That's why the Church has always treated the Blessed Sacrament with such reverence. That's why the saints would spend hours in adoration. St. John Vianney said, "If we really understood the Eucharist, we would die of love." But today, it seems like many Catholics have forgotten who is truly present there. They come in, they leave, they chat, they're on their phones, they don't even kneel before the King of Kings anymore. That's why the mistakes I'm about to show you are not silly. They are offenses to Jesus' presence on the altar. And if we're not aware of this, we may be treating the one who loves us most with coldness. If you believe in the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist, go ahead and give this video a like right now, and share this video with anyone who needs to hear this truth. Let's rekindle the flame of reverence together. First mistake, and maybe the most common one, walking into church and completely ignoring the Blessed Sacrament. We come in, we chat, we go straight to the pew, and we don't even genuflect. But wait a minute. If Jesus is really present in the tabernacle, why don't we act like we are in His presence? Genuflecting, kneeling with one knee touching the ground, is a visible sign of worship. It's not just an old custom, it's a silent declaration that says, "I acknowledge that you are here, Lord." And every time you enter or leave the church and pass in front of the altar, it's your chance to make this gesture of faith. It's not just a formality, it's reverence. When we lose this gesture, we lose our awareness of the sacred, and that slowly kills our faith, little by little. Those who don't bend their knees today won't bend their hearts tomorrow. And you? Do you always genuflect? Or have you ever caught yourself forgetting? Tell me in the comments. Don't be shy. The important thing is to grow together in faith. You know that moment when you enter the church, go to the pew, and simply turn your back to the altar, to the tabernacle, to the Blessed Sacrament? Well, yeah, this is the second error. Imagine, you're standing before a king. Would you turn your back to him? Now think. The King of Kings is present right there in the tabernacle. How can we turn our backs as if it were nothing? Many do this without meaning any harm. It's a lack of education, a lack of awareness, but that's why this video exists. To remind us that Jesus is there, alive and real, and that He deserves our full attention. The least we can do is face the altar, or at least before we sit down genuflect and say a short prayer. This shows that we know who we're dealing with. It's not an exaggeration, it's living faith, it's respect, it's love. Have you noticed this detail? Have you ever seen someone turn their back to the tabernacle without even realizing it? Comment below. Let's help other Catholics become aware of this too. Third mistake, and this one sadly happens all the time. Side conversations inside the church or chapel, especially during adoration of the Blessed Sacrament. The church isn't a party hall. The chapel isn't a meeting place. That is the house of God. Jesus himself is there, present in the tabernacle. And even so, there are people who come in, sit down, and start talking as if they were in a coffee shop. Others are on their phones, scrolling through feeds, laughing at videos, replying to messages. All while Christ himself is right there, waiting for a glance, a moment of silence, true adoration. If we don't find silence there, where will we find it? Where else can our hearts find God, if not in quiet prayer before the altar? This isn't about being a stick in the mud. It's about respect. It's about loving the one who made himself so small to stay with us in the Eucharist. Our silence speaks, our attention speaks, and our distraction also speaks, and shouts. Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever tried to pray and been interrupted by noise or talking? Tell us about it in the comments. Let's talk about this, because maybe no one ever explained to these people the value of silence in the presence of the Blessed Sacrament. Now let's talk about something a little sensitive but super important, how we dress when we're in church. Some people get all dressed up for a party, a wedding, a date, but when they come before the altar, before Christ himself, they wear just any clothes, like they're going to the grocery store. Listen up, it's not about fancy clothes or expensive brands. It's about modesty, respect, and reverence. Church isn't a fashion show, but it's also not a place for short skirts, low necklines, see-through clothes, or tank tops. The question is simple. If you believe you are standing before God, would you dress just any way? Our outward appearance also communicates what's inside, and the way we dress can be a sign of faith, or of disregard. Of course, not everyone has been taught about this. Many don't even know they're doing anything wrong. But now that you know, you become a sign. Your example can teach, can spread the gospel, can even lead someone to Christ. Here's a challenge for you. The next time you go to church, dress like you're going to meet a king, because that's exactly what you're going to do. Comment down below. Do you think we talk about this enough in our parishes? Let's share our experiences. Respectfully, but without being afraid to tell the truth. This is perhaps the most serious mistake of all, receiving communion without reverence, or worse, receiving communion while in a state of mortal sin. Many people get in the communion line automatically, without thinking, without praying, without preparing, as if it were just any other action, but communion is not a custom. It is the most sacred moment of the Mass. It is when you receive Jesus himself, alive, whole, glorious. And here's a truth that few have the courage to say: whoever receives communion in mortal sin commits sacrilege. And St. Paul already warned about this in the Bible. Whoever eats and drinks unworthily eats and drinks their own condemnation. This is not a game. If you've committed a serious sin, you need to go to confession before receiving communion. It's not about being good or bad, it's about being in a state of grace. And even those in a state of grace need to receive communion with faith, with devotion, without rushing, without distractions, and with respect. It's a moment to worship, to unite with Christ, to renew your soul. Have you heard this truth before? Have you seen people treating communion like it's nothing special? Comment below, and share this video with anyone who urgently needs to hear this. Let's help bring back the sacredness of the Eucharist before it's too late. After everything we've talked about, maybe you're asking yourself, okay, so what should I do before the Blessed Sacrament? The answer is simple, but deep. Kneel, be silent, adore. Jesus is there, alive, waiting for you. You don't need big words or complicated formulas, just be there with a present heart. You can pray, give thanks, ask, cry, but do it with reverence. If you can, kneel. If you can't, bow respectfully. Keep silent, turn off your cell phone. Make this moment a true encounter. Saint Teresa of Calcutta said that time spent before the Blessed Sacrament was the best time spent in her life. And it's true, the saints knew this. Saint Clare, Saint John Paul II, Saint Anthony, Saint Francis, they all spent hours in adoration. There they renewed their souls, found strength, listened to God's voice. You can experience this too. Worship with your body, with silence, with your heart, and most importantly, leave different, leave transformed, because no one stands before Jesus and stays the same. If this touched your heart, leave a comment here. I believe in the real presence. And don't forget, share this video with someone who needs to rediscover the beauty of the Eucharist. Now that you know these 5 mistakes, stop and think. How have you been acting in front of the Blessed Sacrament? Jesus is there, present, waiting for you. And he deserves our all. Not just pretty words, but real actions. Respect, reverence, adoration. Let's recap, shall we? Not genuflecting, turning your back to the tabernacle, talking and getting distracted in church, inappropriate clothing, receiving communion without reverence or in mortal sin. If you've made any of these mistakes, don't beat yourself up about it, just change. Respect starts in the heart, but it needs to show in how you act. Hey everyone! If this video helped you out, go ahead and give it a like. Let me know in the comments below what really stood out to you, or what you've seen happen in churches. And subscribe to the channel, because here we talk about the Catholic faith with truth, courage, and love. Oh, and share this video with that friend who still doesn't understand the greatness of the Eucharist. This could be the video that changes their life. Do you want to understand the prophecies shaping the future of the world? In the ebook Catholic Prophecies, The Future of the World Revealed, you'll uncover powerful messages from the Bible, saints, and Marian apparitions. Most importantly, you'll see how they connect to the times we are living in. Don't be left in the dark. Get your copy now. The link is in the description and pinned comment.